5 words keep everyone going. When we find the Federation. It's become a mantra for the crew. In some cases, it seems to help.
All right.
What's up, lore masters? Today we'll be analyzing the Discovery episode, Forget Me Not. As we have started to see with Discovery Season 3, they really appear to be finding their feet. The cast is becoming more of an ensemble with a focus on the crew of the Discovery as a whole and what they're going through. Of course, this is a show with a distinct main character, and so Michael will have more substantial screen time than any other individual character. However, most of that time is with the other characters who get to shine. And when you look at it as a whole, Michael isn't the focus of the show, at least for this season. Because of this, something really interesting happened. Michael Burnham, in this season, is a pretty decent character, and I think some of it is because she isn't the sole focus. I do believe, right now, the writers can use her effectively in a story and a plot and not taint literally everything. Let's delve into the episode a bit.
Let's go to Trill.
With Earth slowly starting to heal and create bonds with its lost colonies, the Discovery decides it's time to travel to Trill to see if they can fix the issues with Adira. During scans with the human, they find that the symbiont is fine and Adira is perfectly healthy. They say this is uncharted territory because they've never seen a Trill actually integrate with a human.
Oh, there's no way to know. There's no precedent.
Adira, we have to be clear. No one's ever seen a human host. There's no way of knowing if the Trill will be able or willing to assist you.
It's unheard of. I love the fact that they're keeping continuity here. I'm sure many haters will try to bring up TNG, but remember, what happened with Riker is in the 24th century. We can't even be sure if Trill joined the Federation at the time of Discovery, or if they even knew of the Trill species. They could have learned about the Trill from the Know Everything core that is on Discovery, or is Discovery, we'll get into that in a second. So they would likely not know any of this information. Even the core might not know that symbionts and humans are compatible. All of this is very nuanced, and I love it. But back to what I was talking about before, those that call themselves the Discovery crew continue their way to Trill and find that it's a peaceful planet, welcoming even. The government, I guess, is excited to have someone who has a symbiont in them come to their planet. The dialogue is a little clunky, going out of its way to hide the fact that Adira is human to the government themselves, so you'll just have to ignore that for the moment because you gotta have the great reveal. Apparently, the Trill lost the majority of their people when the burn occurred, and even more so the symbionts. Joining of symbionts to Trills is either rare or non-existent. When Adira and Michael arrive, surprise, surprise, the Trill government, the people of Trill, are appalled that the non-binary person is human. Both Michael and Adira are told to leave by the government head, I guess, and a small sect attempt to capture Adira to rip the symbiont out of them.
We're in the caves.
Michael dispatches the would-be assassins, and one of the religious order members helps the two find the symbiont pool so that they can get into it to try to figure out what happened to the symbiont. Something goes wrong, and Michael has to go in to help Adira. At the end of the day, the symbiont will connect with Adira, and they do get their memories back. I'm not going to ruin the scene between Adira and their boyfriend. It's actually quite sweet, and I would advise checking it out. With their memories back, they'll be able to find the Federation, and we're off to the races.
Look, this isn't science cool? It's about the lives of everything and everyone. I know you're trying, but please, don't waste my time.
We then have another plot that involves the crew of Discovery and how all of them are overly stressed. We see fighting between the individuals and how they aren't able to connect with each other. The ship is literally falling apart. Saru tries to determine how to help everyone and bring them back together. And during this time, we finally get hints of what was seen in the Star Trek short, Calypso.
I left you that one. I thought it must have sentimental value since you never had it removed.
It's an old hunting injury. What's your name?
Sora, what's yours?
Quarrel.
Liar.
Computer?
Hello.
Hello?
Among many sentient beings, laughter is both healing and meaningful. 20th century Earth comedians such as Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin are communal unifiers without the burden of language.
Buster Keaton?
Also known as the Great Stone Face.
The intelligence that has infested the ship has now made it so that, I guess, Discovery is sentient. Well, more sentient than Season 1 showed us. Discovery, now as its own being, helps Saru work through the problems to discover the best way to bring everyone together. Also, it's relieving to see that likely Control hasn't continued to travel through time with them, but indeed everyone is just going through survivor's guilt and having extreme PTSD. And if I can aside for a moment, this is an episode where Culber really stands out.
I've been lost. Both are survivable. And surviving can become living again.
I have to be honest, I didn't really like Culber outside of his relationship with Stamets. He seemed like a one-dimensional person that did stupid things and got himself killed. However, in this episode, and honestly this season, he has slowly started to become the heart and conscience of the crew. This is a standout moment for him, and he really adds depth to what we see going on. The way he advises Saru, the way he's there for everyone, is just amazing. And after some missteps by Saru throughout the episode, all of it seems to work. There are like 3 or 4 touching scenes between different characters, connections between people. Usually in an episode or even a movie, you can only have one really good scene where 2 people break apart and come together. Yet somehow, in less than 60 minutes, 3 or 4 different connections are made, and you feel every one of them. In this episode, Discovery goes to Trill to help Adira and find the Federation. Not only did they do that, but they explored the trauma of what the crew was going through, and they improved on the arcs of Culber, Saru, Stamets, Tilly, and Adira. It's well done in my opinion. But all of these are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.